So we're doing a bit of compound trap. We're going to start, I'm going to give it to you plain and simple, all right? You can spend a hell of a lot of time training one to the next for all contingencies, or you can pick about 6 compound trapping drills and get really good really fast. I'm a big 80-20 guy, meaning that the 20% of what I do contributes to 80% of my results. And this is that 20%. So here it goes. First thing is up is Pak Sao to Lap Sao. This one's easy. Pak Sao, Lap Sao. I'm only sticking to moving his one arm and then dealing with the second one for these drills. We can add some other stuff later, but this is the hard one. So Pak Sao to Lap Sao. I gotta slap his arm forward as I commit with my strike. From there, with no reset, I'm gonna reach up, Lap Sao and hit. Okay? Pak Sao, Lap Sao. Now let's say I wanted to Pak Sao to Pak Sao. I would reach up like I'm going to pull, but I'm gonna leave that as a placeholder. Pak Sao on this one. So I go Pak Sao, Pak Sao. Pak Sao comes in here. This comes up, here's my Tan Sao. And then I bring this back, Pak Sao to here. Especially when I'm crossing the center, I'll actually step in with my left lead rather than my right to cut off his escape a little bit and drive straight through it. Okay? This is driving straight through here, and it covers the arms completely. By the way, we don't fight like this. These are training drills to develop your attributes of your hands and your ability to feel what's going on rather than watching it. Notice how half the time I'm doing it, I'm looking at the camera to do it. There's a feel quality to it. And you can do that too, by the way. There's thousands of reps you got to do to get the feel of it, and these are the ones. So that's 2 out of the 6, let's say. All right, so then now let's go to Lap Sao to Pak Sao. I'm going to Lap Sao, and this is a back fist. I'm not punching in a weird S shape. I just turn and I back fist. Now from here, Pak Sao. Footwork's the same, except the first one is going to be a bit of a pull to go here. So I go pull to hit, and then I Pak Sao from there. It is nothing simpler than here. There's a pull to a push. First one was what? Push to push. Next one was push to pull. Excuse me, the first one was push to pull. Next one was push to push. This one's pull to push. Can you guess what's next? Pull to pull. Here, pull. So I go pull, back fist. Now from here, this is in the way, I pull again. Pull to pull. Same footwork, I go pull to pull, we'll cut him off. Okay? Then I can go, this is really important. I don't always back fist from here. I don't back fist from the rear always. What I can do is come straight up the line this way. Now, if he can get his hand across and block me with the outside of his wrist before I get there, he's really fast. What's going to happen, though, more than anything, is he's going to get the inside of my wrist. Now, his counter is here. Don't worry about that right now. I want you to go Lap Sao to hit and then punch straight over. So I go Lap Sao to hop, check and hit. There's nothing more simple than going from here to punch straight. There's an opening right there. I want to take it. All right? So out of all those are the 5 that I want you to start with. I'm going to give you one more at the end of this explanation here. This is the last one that allows him to just drop his hand. Okay? If I Pak, he drops his hand. If I lock, he drops his hand. I know that's a lot of dropping of the hands, but I'm getting to the other side. When I go here like this, I'm going this way. Not this way or this way and having him swoop under. That's BS. Okay? When I go here and he's on the inside, I can also bring this around as I pop, but sometimes my hand will get trapped. So just go straight. That's the only one different from the others in that I'm not getting the same response. I'm not eliciting the same response with the rear hand. Now, on this one, Pak Sao to what we call Khao Sao, which is a scoop, he's going to give me a little bit more of a push. So from here, like this. And then because he's still there, I'm going to take this hand with the same arm, and I'm going to scoop under his elbow, and now take this to hit. I can use a fist, or I can use a Wan Jern. So if I go Pak, and it fails, I go to here. Bam! Okay? So I go Pak, and it fails, I lift. This is really good, and this is why I'm giving it to you before I give you the Jiao Sao series, because what happens sometimes when I go like this, Jiao's just cover up like that. There's no Lap or Pak here. So the best option, lift that elbow and hit him in the ribs. So if I go Pak and he draws back like this, if I Lap, he can stay tight. He's tight here. But if I pock again, there's nothing there. So I grab an elbow and go around. I don't train myself to try and pull on something that's not there. So out of these 6, when you go here like this, 1, 2, for the Cao Sao, that's the only one that as I pock, he does something different. But that kind of covers pretty much all of the main responses that you want to start with. Get really good at these 6. Then the next step, let's say we're in Hubud. So out of Hubud, what do I do? So pock to pock. Okay, so pock, pock. Now, out of Hubud. Lop to lop. Okay, out of Hubud, lop to pop. So over here, lop to pop. So you build it up from there. Now I'm not thinking here. Further from that, now we're here in a boxing structure. Then I go pock da, lop da. Or I go, let's say pock da to pock da. Low first, pock da, and then pock da. Give me the same response before, just real quick. Here, same response as we were trapping. I go here like this. I'm here. Bam. This is important because as I'm pulling it out back, when his arms, he needs to, as the partner, he's staying kind of the same, right? So now I go high to low. So I go high to low, and then I go pock da to pock da. The reason I want him to stay is because I'm not training for these drills. I'm not training my ability to read and respond to a live response. I'm just training my neuromuscular memory and my skill to do one thing over and over with other things behind it and before it. So if I go from the, let's say, pock to pock, now I'm back a little further. So I go low, pock, pock. Or I go high to low, pock to pock, right? And then you say, okay, well, high, low, high, low, high. Now I go pock to pock. I'm just building on. But if you keep it simple, again, those are the 6. Pock sao to pock sao, pock sao to lop sao, lop sao to lop sao, lop sao to pock sao, lop to checking and hitting, and then also pock, it fails, he comes up like this to Cao Sao, boom. Just start with those and get really good. You can add stuff on at the end or the beginning and build it up from there. But don't change what the partner's doing in terms of the response just yet. Get those down and then have your partner change. So the next little set of drills, like for the intermediate level, I wouldn't want to say too intermediate, still like on the beginner side of intermediate. For the Pak Sao series involves inside Pak Sao. A lot of this is the same stuff. And then after that, we get into more of the Jiao Sao series. You want to apply all this in a boxing structure eventually, but you got to start somewhere. So you start with those, get your hands coordinated to do what they need to do on their own, so you're not really having to think about it too consciously when the time comes to apply it as a whole smooth motion.